What's up everyone, welcome back to Ask Dan Anything. I'm Dan Munro, confidence coach and co-founder of Brojo. And today I'm going to be answering a question from the audience, so to speak. So I got an email from a young woman who's just lost her virginity to a guy, and they don't have any sort of established label on their relationship, and she wants to know what I think she should do about her current dilemma. So I'm going to read out her question and I'm going to go through my answers, and we'll see what everyone thinks of this. So she says, I need advice. I don't know where this guy that I'm dealing with head is at. They're both under 20. So I've known this guy for 2 months now. He's taken me on several dates. We don't have a title yet, but we ended up having sex. I'm going to skip the next bit because it shows some specific details that might give away who these people are. But anyway, sex went well, but because he's shy and he knows that he took her virginity, she feels that he doesn't know how to talk to her now. He doesn't know how to come at her. She wants to have sex with him again. She also wouldn't mind pursuing an emotional connection with him, but because they don't have a title, they don't have an official relationship, she doesn't feel like she has the right to kind of push him or challenge him about this. She's saying, we could pursue an emotional connection, but is it too late because we've had sex now? So basically this guy's kind of gone a bit cold and weird, it sounds like, since you guys had sex. And you'd like to see him again, but because you're not officially boyfriend or girlfriend, you don't feel like you kind of have the right to ask for what you want. And that's what I'll be addressing today. So there's a couple of things to look in there. Before I go into that, just remind you that for those of you watching this, if you want to get lots of confidence building videos and you want to develop your social skill mastery, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. You'll be able to do it below, or you can click the Brojo logo, comes up at the end of the video. So we've got a few things going on in this question that I want to try and see if I can apply to people generally as well as answer the specific person who wrote this in. First and foremost, we'll get one option out of the way, which is the tap and gap kind of guy. So for girls out there who have had sex with a guy and he suddenly sort of goes cold and disappears, this hookup culture type thing. This isn't what's happening in this situation, I'm sure. But if it was, what I suggest is this is actually about a preventative measure. If you're worried about guys just kind of using you for sex and then moving on, just notching up the bedpost sort of thing, just hold out for a couple of dates. That's all it takes to get rid of the old tire kickers, and avoid online dating apps like Tinder and all these like quick hookup apps. Go meet people in real life through your hobbies, through your circle of friends. It'll be much less likely that you'll come across the kind of more predatory guys. So get that out of the way, because that's not what this situation is. Short answer, directly discuss what you're feeling and what you're thinking with the guy. Okay, don't wait for permission. Don't sit around waiting for a title to be formed or waiting for him to make the next move. Go to him and be direct. Be willing to lose him, rather than trying to play it safe and not do anything that might scare him away. Okay, if he's going to be scared away, then scare him away. Get it out of the way early. If he's good for you, you won't be able to do that with honesty. Being honest with him will just draw him in. So you can't really lose either way. It's already kind of predetermined. Don't ask for what you want. Tell them what you want, and then give them a chance to respond and reciprocate, and a clear path they can follow. Now, what I mean by this is, rather than saying to someone like, I want to be your boyfriend, or saying to someone like, are we boyfriend and girlfriend, or what are we now, or where's this going, or can we see each other again? You can just say what you want, which is, I'd like to see you again. I'd like to take this further. I want to have sex with you again. You should be very direct with them, preferably in person if you can, or on the phone, not by text. I know I sound like an old man for saying that, but honestly, text is just the worst form of communication. It's just a cowardly, really insecure form of communication. But even if text is the best you can come up with your level of courage, go for it. Just say, look, I want this, and give them clear guidance as to how they can show you whether or not they're on board with this. So rather than saying, can we be girlfriend and boyfriend? You can say, look, I'd like to get into a committed relationship with you. If you're on board with this, call me back, Or if this is what you want to, let me know. Just this kind of like, I'm going to give you this offer, and here's how you show me that you like this offer. And if I don't see that from you, I'm going to assume it's a no, and I'm going to move on with my life. And you can kind of give them this out. It's like either you're keen, and here's how you would show me how you're keen, or you're not, and I'm going to continue on. I'm not going to chase you. Okay, chasing is the worst, because if someone's like scared and they're on the fence about you, chasing them just guarantees that they're going to run away. Whereas if you say, look, this is what I want, here's all my cards on the table, if you want the same thing, get in touch, they're kind of free to decide. There's no pressure or obligation. They can just do nothing if they want, and you'll leave them alone. The question you really asked, how can I ask for something if I don't have a title? Well, no relationship actually needs a title. A connection between two people is just a connection. Those titles that we give it are just bullshit that we make up to feel more secure about loyalty. In reality, it's just connections, and every connection needs boundaries and clear expectations. You need to know what each other wants from the connection, and if the other person isn't giving it, then go first, lead. Say, this is what I want, and you need to tell me what you want, or we can't go any further. There really needs to always be this option on your side that you will call it off if certain respect is not paid to you. If the other person's not reciprocating and not investing equally to you, you will end the whole thing. Okay? If you don't have that option available and you're not willing to take that option, then you're powerless. All right? And then you'll always be doomed to poor fit connections. Does sex cut off emotional availability? Once you have sex, is it all over? Is the chance for emotional connection done? Actually, I think it's the opposite. I think having sex often enables an emotional connection, especially with emotionally repressed guys. There's an old joke, really, that guys are their most honest right after they come. And it's so true, because it's the one time where we don't give a fuck how we're seen. That's why some guys cry after sex, I'm sure. But actually, having sex with someone is such an emotional event. It's such a vulnerable event that it can be the gateway to a deeper connection. And I've always wondered how, sexless relationships, like people waiting for marriage or whatever, how deep their connection can be without it. I know I can have deep connections with people without having sex with them, but it doesn't mean that, okay, once you had sex, that's the level of emotional depth that you're going to get to. You've just cut it off. Actually, you're just beginning. Okay? Now you've seen each other naked. You've been inside each other. What's left to hide? You might as well let all the other stuff out too. You might as well talk about your secrets and your relationship with your parents and how you really feel about each other and your boundaries and your beliefs. That gateway's been opened by sex, not closed by it. Key thing, I've already said this, but I really want to make the point again. Never leave a relationship in someone else's hands. Never be the one waiting for their decision. Always have this as a kind of independence where if somebody else isn't playing ball, they're not respecting you, they're not reciprocating, they're not investing, you've got an option. And that option is to move on with your life. Never put yourself in a position where you're hoping somebody else will behave in a certain way. Ask for what you want, tell them what you want, however you want to phrase it. Tell them what they need to do to show you that they're going to deliver that, and then move on with your life. Okay? And if they're good for you, they will come back in and say, no, wait, I'm ready. And you won't have to do anything extra. You won't have to chase or pressure or manipulate or, what do you give those, I've forgotten the word, ultimatum. You won't have to do any of that. Okay? Now, that was kind of my answer for the general audience, but for you specifically, the girl who sent this question in, you're both young and you're both inexperienced, so you can relax a little bit. You're not going to know the answers to all of this stuff. You have to figure it out. You're actually going through the process of figuring it out. It's not like you're lacking something. You're both kind of shooting in the dark here. He's as confused about this as you are, and his response isn't like, he probably isn't being cold and hostile. it's more likely he doesn't know how to act and he doesn't want to hurt you and he doesn't want to screw things up, so he's scared to do anything at all. He's kind of just playing it passive, hoping that something else kind of moves this forward without him needing to take a risk. There's no right way to deal with this. It's a myth that people get like more mature as they grow up. Really, people my age and older are just as confused about these matters as you are. There's no right way to do this. You're going to have to figure it out the right way for the two of you. Not the right way in general, but you and him just need to sit down, have a vulnerable conversation like, what are we doing? This is what I want. What do you want? Let's figure this out one way or the other. And nobody can really tell you the right way to do that because it's your connection with him. It's nobody else's business, not mine, not anybody's. Okay? You two get together, sort it out, your own unique solution to this between the two of you. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate feedback, so leave your comments below. I love to hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe so that you're the first to receive all our latest social mastery, confidence building tips. And if you enjoyed this video and you would like me to answer one of your questions, email me dan@brojo.co.nz for more support. I respond to everyone, even though there's a bit of a wait list. I'll get to you eventually. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time. Cheers.